Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command Orion Pirates Plus Mod, and you may have noticed that the battle group is still here, and how is that possible? Well, through the magic of time-traveling episodes and Star Trek, we managed it. We're not going to go. So, what ended up happening was in the last episode, right as the starbase finished, wrecking everything that we had, we unfortunately had a crash. I think that'll make the third one that's happened so far. The game is pretty old, and we're running it on, well, Windows 10, so sometimes there can be compatibility issues, and sometimes things can be a little unstable. Part of me wants to sell my ships and buy a battlecruiser for authenticity's sake, but another part of me would find it really tedious to have to grind our way back up to, well, being an X-ships, especially after losing the Vega. So I'm just going to leave it here. This is the autosave direct from it. So we're going to pick up where we left off. I'm not going to be quite as aggressive as I was and immediately jump to this sector. We are going to go home and repair, and we're just going to say wormholes. That's where we're going to go with that one. I know, it's a little disappointing. It really kind of sucks that the game crashes like that, but it doesn't crash that often, and, well, we are getting towards the end of the campaign. So I feel it's a reasonable break from reality, rather than just, throwing us off a cliff. And we will go ahead and resupply our ships here. Just 'cause. There we go. Back to the map. So, where we left off last time, we're trying to take this planet. We need to, or this planet, somewhere around here. We'll move into a position where we can see it shortly. And also, that starbase sort of cut off its reinforcement routes. Although what its reinforcement from the Hydran Empire, I don't quite know. Although they are twitchy, tricky little bastards, so that could be that. What? Okay, so a heavy cruiser and a frigate. That's a Hydran heavy cruiser, too. So, maybe they were meeting here for spies and stuff. No idea. Well, let's get into this. We will save him from the frigate because, it's a frigate. We can overrun these things in one pass and it won't be much of a difficulty at all. We're not going to bother with reinforcing the frontal shield. We know how much firepower we can bring to the table. And, well, quite frankly, it's firepower overwhelming. Speed up the time a bit. And hey, look. Oh, it's just a UI glitch. I thought for a moment that we had a damaged photon torpedo, but we did not. Nope, he's decided he wants to fight us. I was worried he was going to try and overrun us. You missed with all 4 shots. I was afraid he was just going to go right for the heavy cruiser. But no, he has turned to fight in honorable combat. Kapla. Okay, honorable combat was joined. Now to find that heavy cruiser. Oh no, that was the mission. Apparently save the heavy cruiser. Okay, I guess. Thought we were going to have to, save dilithium crystals or something. As we do rather often. So, that tile's been neutralized. Pop up here. We want to avoid a base assault because, we'll go with the asteroid base assault. Now, the advantage of an asteroid base assault is, well, it doesn't have shields. So, we can just fire into it. So, battle stations. No targets on sensors at this time. Yeah, the advantage of fighting an asteroid base is the fact that we can sit in range and just lob photon torpedoes, and, well, he doesn't have any shields to reinforce, which makes our job a lot easier. We will speed up, and we see targets. Frigate, light cruiser. So 2 light cruisers and a frigate. Okay. And out of pure safety's sake, we will prep the scatter pack and take a look. Alphabet soup. Little guy, alphabet soup. So yeah, this will be fine. I anticipate no problems, he said cockily as he wandered into enemy space, where in the last episode only a crash was the only thing saving him from losing every single ship in his squadron. Oh yes. So much courage we have. So, we're going to drift on in here. Be ready. They dropped off their little tiny fighter group. And we hit with one of them. They're firing all of their weapons at maximum range. A move I applaud. Congratulations. Do that more often. I'm sure it'll work for you. Getting into range with all of these heavy photon torpedoes will be sweet. And them sort of softening up his frontals, because we want the frontal arc to be as weak as possible. And now. Well, it didn't kill him, but it did hurt him. Chunk down all of that. Lovely. He's mostly dead. And we're able to spread out the damage on the shield. This shield we gotta keep an eye on. We're gonna lose it. I mean, he's gonna pass over us. He'll get a shot. It'll be ugly, but, you know, we tried. We noticed it. It wasn't just something that happened. So, speed up, speed up, speed up, more speed, more speed. Okay, whatever. Took the hits like a man. Turn on in to the enemy. Acceptable range. And do you have anything to block that? You did not, sir. Should have been paying attention as to which direction we're supposed to be flying after this. Yeah, I'm honest to God thinking about where the asteroid base is next. I'm not super concerned about this. What are you doing? Oh, Montgomery dropped one, and then you dropped one. I see, I see. Okay, well, I'm gonna go bail out Montgomery a bit. And you guys can handle Mr. E4C. Are you gonna fight, or are you just gonna run away? Come on, fight like a man. He's coming in. Swooping in at maximum speed. Only to eat that much firepower to the face. Good shots. So we will slow it down even more. He can't even fire off anything. There, his flickering was solved with vigorous application of photon torpedo. And charge up phasers. There we go. And we're going to deep scan because I got lost on the way in, wasn't paying attention as to where this starbase is going to be. So it could be anywhere. Could even be in this room. And what this will do is it'll increase our sensor range by 33%, and if we can't find it then, well, we're in trouble. Starbase, where are you? There you are. We were flying in the exact wrong direction. So we will speed up time. We'll also demonstrate why asteroid bases are not nearly as dangerous as actual base stations. And the reason is that 4 phaser 4s and 4 phaser 3s, really, that's the best you've got. Doesn't even have point defense systems. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with, people. No repairs required. And we will speed up to maximum speed. Maximum speed at maximum time warp. That'll be a show. Pulling in. Pulling in. We can cut power to the deep scan. We don't need it anymore. We're within range. And we're just going to sit at a range of 30 and do the business. 50, 49, dropping speed, 36, 35, 34, 33, and a little bit, there we go. Okay. Select photon torpedoes, all is good. Select proximity. Accurate enough for me. Okay, fleet orders. Operate on special weapons mode. I don't think that'll force them to use their, I don't think that'll force them to use overload on their phasers. I think that would require an overload command. So we're just gonna sit here. And we're gonna siege. Because you know what? The last time we tried to get involved in a real starbase and a real fight, we died. And it was a lot of heavy cruisers that tried to get into that fight. Would you guys, like, pay attention to the starbase? It would make me feel so much safer. I'm just worried about their shields getting collapsed and them taking damage that they didn't need to take. More damage. It's gonna be slow, it's gonna be sure, but in the end we will win. Oh, we'll throw in the heavy phaser. It doesn't deal much damage from out here, but it does something. Just gonna let him constantly recharge and fling photony death at the enemy. He's still in pretty much full power shape, isn't he? We're not dealing a lot of damage at once, but it's something, and something's better than nothing. I just wish photon torpedoes didn't take forever to reload. I say that in full knowledge, yes, there are plasma races out there which take even longer. Was that only 2 or 3 shots? Sorry, I wasn't paying super close attention. So, Probe, how's he doing? We've managed to kill most of his point defense. None of his phaser 4s yet, though. I only saw 2. Ooh, that's nice. Begin to close. Fleet orders. Normal weapons usage. Hey, that was the show. Mission complete. Asteroid base destroyed. Please tell me we flipped the tile, because that would be very useful to us. We don't, after all, want to actually have to fight a base station. It flipped the tile. Good. And continuing right along on our strategy of siege the heck out of everything. And our slow encirclement of the enemy planet. Half phaser capacitor charge. And increased speed. Space encounter, that just means that we start further apart than usual. I kind of got a bad feeling about this. I don't know why, but I'm definitely feeling it. Watch, it shows up that it's a converted freighter. But I'm feeling antsy. And so what we got? Somewhere out there. There he is. Single light cruiser. It's going to be more than that. It's going to be a whole platoon, squadron, division, something. Is it just the light cruiser? I mean, I'll be happy if it is. It's always better if it's just a single enemy. Makes my life a lot easier. Yep, it's just going to be the single enemy. Scatterback's ready. Not going to be necessary. He is pretty firmly in the alphabet soup category. So gotta get back down to normal time. He's launched his little brace of fighters, which we found were moderately effective when we were in one of our alphabet soup destroyers. I mean, it did actually save us on that one convoy mission, the fact that we had those fighters. Because those fighters were able to completely rip apart an enemy ship. Of course, that's not what happened here. But then again, there was a lot of running in that mission. Flip me the tile. Only 120, but that's fair. Oh, there's another planet. 2 planets at a base station. One of these patrols is dangerous, the other one is less so. Let's hope we pick the less so. I guess we didn't. Another group of light cruiser. Heavy cruiser, light cruiser, that it? That all you're going to show me? It's something I would happily take. What do you guys got? Attacking D7. Oh, there's the rest of the group. We got three. Three different battle groups have come into view. Got a frigate, a light cruiser, and a heavy cruiser. But I think we are in a position to say that is all. He's probably an X-type. He is F6EX. I want to say he's an X-type because he's got a third and a cell, but I just don't know enough about Klingon class designations to make that true analysis. Okay, all weapons are charged, putting a lot of power into that forward shield. Exactly where we want it to be. Should be able to absorb some damage, especially such light skirmishing fire from range. Hit, hit, hit. Yay, one hit. And he'll fire his photon torpedoes soon. He's got lance fires. Okay. That'll be, dump that. And hopefully our blast through will weaken him sufficiently. I'm hoping to knock out that point defense system, which we did not. We still got a hit through though. Okay, good work. So that's one. Now our shield reinforcement is, well, gone. What do you got? Lots of drones. Like a hilarious number of drones. I gotta give you credit. You took the drone cruiser to heart. You're not even a cruiser, you're a frigate. I'm gonna lay into him a bit. And G-types doing some work. We have to mainly focus on his flanks in that one. That's not going to affect us. Oh, we'll pull in. We'll peel the missiles off the Argus, so that he doesn't have to worry about that. Argus, don't do that sort of thing. First of all, you scare me when you do that, Argus, and second of all, a lot of the times it's not particularly effective. What you got? Okay, we'll take that. And an F6E. F6EX. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 missile launchers on a frigate. That's like Mirac levels of ship right there. The only thing that would make this truly complete is if that B-type were instead of Merv. That would be a true just barrage machine. How many people you got on board? He stopped. Guys, that's not cool when you do that. I mean, it really makes me nervous. Oh, I wanted it to be ironic where the drone ship... It was ironic. Drone ship getting killed by the drones. Could patrol that. Causing some fighty damage. And we'll work to actually solidify the circle. Asteroid base assault. No, thank you. We've had one siege already. We don't need another. You... What? There we go. That's better. We had some weird power issues because I had this too high up. We're on Deep Space Patrol. Enemy engagement. Kill. Run away if too scary. Light cruiser. Okay. What else is there? It's almost never just one. Especially recently we've been learning. Unless we really are just picking off like little groups left. I'll be happy with that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm fully happy when I can avoid having to really risk my ships. Normal speed. I do like that D5 design. It does look pretty cool. It's like a little bit more of a sleeker D7. That's not a fleet you want to see coming at you. That's the sort of fleet that nightmares are made of. 4 missiles, a ton of anti-missile defense. Decent. Okay, so it's only 4 phasers, but then you've got your 4 disruptors. He's gonna try his darndest. So he's missing most of his ship at this point. Ouch. Yeah. There's not much more to say other than ouch. The pain, it's real. Didn't take the tile though. Still working on this encirclement. Take the patrol, flip the patrol. Ooh, Argus needs a bit of a patch job. We have been out here for a while, I suppose. Put that power up. Okay, so today's is going to be 9. Can I convince you to be slightly less? Not quite that less, but I'll take the 2 extra points of power. We can get away with this for a simple reason, that the heavy phasers, well, they need double the charge in order to be considered active. And, well, we almost never use them on overload. Kinda don't know why. We should use them on overload more, shouldn't we? It's not important. At least not in fights like this. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all that's fighting us. Nope. There's a heavy cruiser back there. It's a 3-way fight, yo. But he's not going to be able to get involved before we kill HF5X1. Sounds like some kind of disease, doesn't it? What do you have? Oh, I had HF5X1. That's the emu flu, right? He does have some pretty decent shielding on him. I mean, it's not enough, but it's decent. We hit him 4 times. And now we return and let the Gatling phasers do the rest of the job. Turning over to the heavy cruiser. We'll send a probe his way. Drop a point of speed so we're not in a power debt on that one. What are we dealing with here? Sal X. Okay, that shielding is kind of... What's the word I'm looking for? I think it's pathetic. Yeah. This is what passes for a heavy cruiser. You see, I say that, and now I'm thinking, if we think back to the original CAs, they're, what, 4 photon torpedoes and, like, 6 phaser ones? If that? So, I suppose this is in line with, like, early generation ships. It's just kind of weird to see them in the X era, where even the destroyers are packing white shields. Hey, you hit it with 1. Our heavy photon torpedoes are almost online again. Just a little bit more. There they go. His frontal shields were knocked out from long-range skirmishing fire from my destroyers. Okay, if you want to run, we will chase. I bet you what he's waiting for is the overrun shoot 'em all in your face trick that the Klingons were trying sort of earlier on in the generation. I'm going to wait till to a range of about 4 before I unload photon torpedoes into you. Just for maximum accuracy. And then just out of range for raking fire. That's that. Mission complete. Not a whole lot of effort put into that one. But we'll take victories where we can find them. 130, 100. It's not bad. I want to cut you off. You retook it. And we took that. It's all part of the dynamic campaign, folks. It does run even when we're not capturing things. If you look at most of the intros when I'm showing the entire galaxy map, which I do most of the time, you can see that the Federation is actually making inroads against the Romulans. Not doing a horrible job against them either. Backed up by the Missouri. And the Missouri was the name of our very first battlecruiser. I can still remember it. Freighters! Lots and lots of freighters. On the other side of this convoy there will be like a light cruiser or a heavy cruiser, or maybe, God forbid, a dreadnought. There he is. Alphabet Soup Destroyer, he looks like. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else on the horizon. We did start at the rear of the convoy, so they are flying away from us. So we've got to get in there and catch, which will happen as soon as we finish fully charging these. In the meantime, the Missouri, an NCD, I want to say it's a new drone cruiser. I think. Yeah, we'll double check. Yeah, this is the new drone cruiser. I used to use these a lot. The first new drone cruiser I ever had, and I still remember to this day, was the Grozny, or Grozny. I know it's the name of some scientist. And I remember that ship because it was the first time that I managed to completely beat a campaign in that ship. This was a very long time ago. Because the issue was, when you first try and play this game, if you're very young, and you don't understand Starfleet Battles, you've never even heard of it, you don't understand a lot of the mechanics of the game, and you've only kind of skimmed the manual mainly because you like the fluff text, you don't really understand how things work. And so you want to go at high speeds, and you want to cause tons of damage, and what's the best ship to do that? Well, quite frankly, it's the drone cruisers. It's one of the reasons why I ended up gravitating towards the Merak, because they were fast with huge missile armaments. And so the Grozny was my first new drone cruiser back when you played on the Starfleet Command 1 on the demo disc that only had the Klingons and the Federation. It was fun, don't get me wrong, it was a ton of fun. But there is so much more to the game than just drones. Like, you know, heavy photon torpedoes and plasma. A lot of plasma. Although you didn't see plasma so much when you played the demo disc of Starfleet Command 1, because there were no Romulans in that. With that said, the late era frigate, I do believe, did have plasma. Just like in this game. But I liked drones. I was all about the drones, man. Missouri, how's he doing? You're doing fine. How's he doing? He seems to be doing okay. You guys are all attacking FQS. Yeah, we'll do. Can pull in here. Did you turn to fight me? It's a Q ship! Are they all Q ships? That would be pretty sweet. he's a Q-ship, and he's a Q-ship. I thought I gave you orders to, you know, break formation whenever you wanted and kill everything. Good. I think we have proved a point here. Oh, they want to go after the Q-ships first, which I suppose definitely makes a certain amount of sense. Because you would want to kill the Q-ships out of a convoy first. That way they can't sneak up on you. I think I've mentioned this before, but we run into Q-ships so rarely in this game. So Q-ships is a concept that dates back a long time in naval convoy work, where basically you take a freighter and you convert it to be a warship. And it is still a freighter. In all things, it is still a freighter. It still has freighter drives for the most part. It still will have freighter hull. There's not so much you can do to sort of improve the strength and how much damage it can take, but you give it guns. And freighters tend to be pretty big. I mean, if you take like a modern day container ship and you put it next to a cruiser from what we have nowadays, that container ship is going to be gigantic. So just imagine how many weapons you can cram into that thing. And again, another plug for the Honor Harrington books. There is a book concerning her being in her captaining a Q-ship, and the modifications they make to that give it such a powerful throw weight. It's just awesome at what it can do. But it pays a price for that, in that it can't take a hit. Surprise is a Q-ship's best weapon. Which is one of the things that one time when I came back to playing this game, sort of in the middle of reading those novels again, I wanted to command a Q-ship specifically because of that, but this game doesn't really support a whole heck of a lot of stuff when it comes to commerce rating and that sort of thing. I mean, yeah, we get these kinds of missions, but it's not like proper commerce rating. There's not like a main resupply effort that goes to a point where we can actually support it by running convoys. Although that would be a really cool thing, and they should look into making that being a real thing. Because how awesome would that be? I mean, think about it. Wouldn't that be awesome? We want this game with more complexity. Which, given the fact that it started in Starfleet Battles, I don't think is asking that much. Or, well, it is asking a lot, but it's perfectly reasonable when you consider who's asking for it. And there we go. I thought I saw a battleship when the thing was loading up. Hopefully it's just a heavy cruiser. We got a light cruiser over here. It's Orion, and then we got the Dreadnought. She's a C9. Okay. Here are your orders. You are all gonna... Crap. If we want to beat this Dreadnought, we've got to all do it together. And it's got to be a concerted and powerful effort. Oh boy. This ends in tears. Well, this will be the last mission of the episode, win or lose. Hopefully it won't crash. So let's, oh boy. Double, oh boy. Here it comes. And what do we got? It was not a trick. Okay. It's annoying. Alright, it's time to come in on this guy. And he knows I want to come in on him. All power to the forward. Just the forward. Cut engine. Down to 15. Alright, get ready folks. This is it. Alright, we laid into him pretty good. We damaged some systems. Not a lot, and I'm really worried about the fact that he's about to turn in on me while my rear is facing towards him. Weapons officer, deploy the mine, please. He's gonna run right into it because he won't care. What are you shooting at? He wild weaseled. Which frankly is a good idea. I really want to savage this dreadnought before we have to turn and fight this light cruiser. I would like to avoid paying attention to the light cruiser until this dreadnought is dead. Dreadnought, 16 people on board. We're not capturing you, are we? Turning into you. And we're going to have another Gatling phaser run up here in a second. All those Mizia attacks. He's decloaked. Get rid of it here. Well, that too. Okay, here it comes. It's going to be the port rear quarter. Or 6th. Took it. It was at long range, so it didn't matter. Okay, we got the dreadnought. And we managed to hit you with some weapons. Now I'm going to fly over you because your weapons are off and I don't care. Ugh, lots of fire. Didn't really do much. What are you equipped with? Some 4 disruptors. That's an interesting armament, I will give you that. We're going to focus on you because you are decloaked. The Shoot Moon. Shoot Moon. I know, that sounds like an internet meme. Coming around, nice and gently. Still close, getting the most out of these X-type phasers. Granted, not going to be using them on super heavy murder everything mode. There we go, okay. You're next, friend. Offline port torpedoes. Give us that speed. Because we're going to match you. We're going to match you and we're going to keep with you. Did we take any damage? We did not. My goal is to engage the tractor beam. And he can turn better than us, which is annoying, but somewhat predictable. Transporters. We need to get close to him again so we can beam a bomb on him, so that we can tractor beam, so that we can murder. That's the plan. Oh, he's decloaking. So, close within close enough range. We're going to do a high energy turn to the left. Port spin. That'll get our photon torpedoes on target. Oh, all 3 of them hit. And we are in range. I'm going to take it on the nose. Good. We'll turn over this way. Let the A-type phaser do some damage. Getting some good hits in there. And did we take any damage from that? We did not. Finally took him. So it didn't end up being a half-hour long fight like the last time we ran into somebody who really was cloaking on us. Phew. A lot of work to isolate this planet. There you go, folks. This is not quite representative of the galaxy at this time, but oh, look at that. The Klingon Empire is just disintegrating. They're down to 2, at most 3 planets, but I'm pretty sure it's just the 2. And a couple of base stations. That's a really good place to end the episode, because we're in a really good position. So, next couple of episodes, we'll be taking out the Klingon Empire, and we'll be moving on to the next campaign. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next episode.